Oh, welcome back, everyone, where we're chit-chatting about Lars' new beau.
Some Instagram stalker. Jeez. Maybe I'm getting famous.
Well,
It's
look at us go.
It's that B-list celebrity status you were talking about that I'm supposed to be with my astrology sign.
Yeah, a couple more foreigners, and
we're
we're there.
Hitting it big.
A-list. Watch
right.
us go. So here we are back for another episode of Red Wine and Chaos. We're so happy to have you with us.
We're happy to be here drinking wine because we need it.
Oh boy, do we ever. It was a long week last week. And
Boy.
I feel like, I know we talked about it a little bit, but I feel like you and I didn't talk as much as we usually do last week. And that's not, I mean, we're not like in a fight, and we're not like the band's not breaking up, but we just didn't talk as much as we did last week because we were both kind of in like a.
Well, so to check in today, and then both of us having been gone through the same thing, that explains why.
Yeah.
We just didn't know it at the time.
Yeah.
Like it was, we were both at it, and we're gonna dive into it. But now that we've talked through it, we're like, well, that's why.
Right.
That's why it
Makes
wasn't
total sense.
That's why it wasn't our standard typical like communication. Not even like we may not like talk, but we got jokes flying via text.
Oh yeah.
Or we're talking trash about something or maybe somebody, you know. and it just wasn't happening. But now we know why. And
we do. And go ahead.
Maybe it'll give us some insight next time as when there's crickets, we need to check in with each other. Hey, you good? No? Okay.
So we are super excited to be together today. We're super excited to drink this wine.
Did you try it yet?
I haven't.
Okay.
So while I try
it,
you tell me about it.
Okay. It is a Rioja, and I picked it out because Ashley loves Riojas.
I do.
I'm quite a fan as well. Castillo de Epiphania? Okay. I don't know.
Hippopotamus?
Hip hop. I will say this. Do you know what I watched while I was on my way to Snoozeland last night?
No, what?
2 classic Disney movies. I watched Sleeping Beauty and I watched Cinderella.
And I used to love Sleeping Beauty with Aurora.
I do too. And I just love the mice on Cinderella. They make me so happy.
Oh, Gus Gus.
Oh, Gus Gus. Oh, it's a new mouse in the house. And I was like reciting it while I was talking to Tim. He was dying on the other end. He was reciting it, and then he was playing his game, and his boy was laughing, and then he started reciting
it.
Oh
boy!
See, it's a domino effect. Everybody loves Cinderella. Cinderella, yeah. And so it's a Rioja. It's a 2020 vintage. And let's see. It's a Spanish wine. Jesus, it's a Rioja. Idiot. Winemaker's notes. Aromas of vibrant strawberry, cherry, plum, and vanilla spice aromas. To taste, the palate offers more intense dark fruit and vanilla oak, plus silky tannins and a lengthy, satisfying finish. It is considered a medium to full-bodied red. What do you think?
3 cheers.
It's very good.
So good.
It's very, very good.
It's one of the smoother reds. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know we only do red, but it's like really easy to drink. It's like, it's one of those bottles that because sometimes I get some, and now we get these bottles from the subscription, and it's like, I'm upset that there's a second bottle because I don't know what to do with it.
Make sangria.
Or give it away as a gift.
Give it away as a gift.
Bring it to like a housewarming party and just leave it.
Girls' night. Oh,
girls' night.
Go try this. It's really great. We reviewed it. So sorry, ladies.
But this won't be a bottle that goes anywhere but here. It's going to stay.
It is very good. It does not have like a spicy finish. No. I don't think at all. It is very smooth. For a full-bodied wine, for a medium to full-bodied wine, it is extremely smooth. I can taste the vanilla oaky. I can taste that.
Yeah, for sure.
I enjoy it though. I'll give it 3.
It's good. The deep berries and it's just very good. It's a very well made, very well put together Rioja, which, man, they're climbing on my list.
Was there any special story about this? Let me look.
Usually it's on the bottle. We didn't bring.
Yeah.
Did we bring?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did. I normally go straight to the bottle. It's got a really cute label on it, like of the actual vineyard or something, maybe. Let's see here. Maybe it'll tell the story. This wine hails from the former garden of the court of Najera Pamplona Kingdom. It was donated to a monastery in 1052 with a letter that said, "A pleasant and delicious place with oil, wine, and fruits." Sounds like my type of place.
Let's go.
In 1836, the property entered into private ownership, and its chapel received the altarpiece of the Epiphany, painted by somebody that paints. Okay, I can't pronounce the wine.
By that painter.
I can't pronounce the artist. Let's see. So, anyways, it goes on to talk more about
Pamplona.
The
It said Pamplona. Isn't that where they do the run? Where the bulls run?
Yes.
Pamplona.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That is correct. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, tell us a little bit more about that. But yeah, it is a three cheers, clink, 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 three clinks.
It's real good.
Castillo de. You give it a shot. Epiphania.
Yeah.
Epiphania. Almost like epiphany.
I think
Well,
that's probably what it means.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
I had a motherfucking epiphany this week.
You did?
Well, I don't know if it's an epiphany, but I did have a good week.
Well, let's put this wine away, and then
Right. We're not gonna put it away, but we're gonna put it down,
and then
so we can we can dive deep,
and then we'll come right back. Okay. So tell me about your week. I got it. We're ready. We're new to some of this stuff, and I'm trying to come up with creative new ways to get there, and
I can't pick up on the hints.
Sometimes it tracks and sometimes it doesn't. And today just was one of those days it just didn't fucking track.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Sorry. We got enough. It's okay.
Anyways, moving on to why we're really here. So, as we stated earlier, when I get here on Wednesday evenings, we play catch up, and then we talk typically throughout the day, or even the day before, we talk about potential topics. And work is insane right now for the both of us at this time. And so we didn't talk about it at all today. We briefly did. Ashley came with an idea, but we're going to roll with that for next week due to timing and making sense. However, neither of us went back and forth with each other today because that's just how our days went. And then we get here and we're catching up and we're like, oh, our conversation just naturally flowed into the topic of the day. So we're heading into that time of year, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the holiday season. Comes with a lot of joy.
Yeah,
comes with a lot of fun.
How do holiday seasons typically go for you? Like, not like logistically, but just like where is your mental state usually with the holiday season? Stressed. Yeah.
Like, if you had to pick the one word where it's like overall, it's usually stressed.
Mine's overwhelming.
And overwhelmed is a good word. Yep. For a number of reasons. One, it's always a financially challenging time of year because your expenses go up. You know, you're planning parties, you're going to parties, you're participating in parties, you're doing gifts and parties and gifts and giveaways and fundraisers and all kinds of shit, right? So your financial obligation is more. You overspend to be able to try to keep up with all of the things you have to do.
Every year.
Right? Every year. And it all comes from a good place, but the reality of the situation is it's a stressful, overwhelming time of year.
Yeah.
And then you're scheduling.
You
know, we just talked about that. Scheduling everything, managing all of the schedules, managing the holiday work schedules versus the holiday school schedules versus all of the obligations that you have and where you're supposed to be and what day and what time can you make it. And then you have to plan all of that with all of your extended family and make all of your schedules match up at the same time.
You don't know the biggest thing that's overwhelming and maybe the biggest stressor for me around the holidays is I don't know why I still, as a almost 37-year-old adult with my own child and my own husband and my own house, why I still feel so obligated to make everybody else happy.
Yep.
I feel obligated to be in 77 different places for every fucking holiday.
Yep.
And That's the biggest overwhelming part of it for me is because I still feel that obligation.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that that's the word that quickly came out of my mouth, and as well as exactly what you were thinking, because it's not an obligation to spend time with your loved ones.
No.
It's just about making it all happen and work on everybody's time when it works for everybody, as opposed to really, truly enjoying the time, because it's stressful. Then you have obligations to your job and where you have to be, and it's just... If you have children who have split families, it's that let me tell you, that adds such a level of stress every year for the holidays for everybody involved.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot. And I know people who say, fuck it, I don't care. I'm staying home. This is where I'm at, and I'm not going anywhere on this day, on this time, and I don't care what so-and-so thinks.
We have started to do that. We have started to, like, on Christmas Day. So John and I used to, Christmas Day, we used to go, on Christmas Eve, we would go to Detroit because we went down to Toledo. We did Christmas Eve in Toledo, Christmas breakfast at my mom's. We would come back to Kalamazoo, drop off the dog. This was all before we had Oliver. We'd come back to Kalamazoo and drop off the dog. And then we'd go to Hartford and we'd have Christmas lunch. And then we'd go to St. Joe and we'd have Christmas dinner. And then we would come home because we always had to work the next day.
It's so much.
And it was like, when are John and I going to have time for John and I? And then I got pregnant, and I was like, the very first year, Oliver's very first Christmas, we did that. And I was like, never
again.
fucking again. I'm not driving all over the lower half of the great state of Michigan just to make everybody else happy, because that doesn't make me happy. So Christmas is the one day where, and my mom, she told me, she was like, I did that when I had kids. She said, I have children now. If you want to see me on Christmas, you can come to me. I'm staying home, and that's what I'm doing. And so my mom hosted Christmas for as long as I can remember. For 30-some years, she hosted Christmas until I had a kid. And then she was like, Ashley, I'm coming to you. If people want it. And so now that's what we do. We open our house, and like John's family comes here for Christmas. My mom stays the night on Christmas Eve and has Christmas with us. Like, it's just so nice. And it's nice to have one day. Now, that doesn't take away from like the following weekend after Christmas. Then we always have to go to Detroit and spend Christmas with my family, the rest of them that don't come here. And
well, in addition to that, you're hosting, so there's stress on that, and you know, and then there's a lot that always goes.
Luckily,
into that
stress is for John, because I don't cook.
Right. But having it at your house and making sure it's clean, and you know, and all the things. And when people get, you know, like people our age, as we're getting older and stuff, you want to create your own traditions at your own household too. So I totally get that. I don't know if it's because I have been a single parent for so long, you know, like, and I'm not married. I do know that my brothers who are married and they have spouses, like, then they have to split between their families. So I didn't have to do that for the longest time. I didn't have to do that. You know, now we do spend time with my partner's family and make trips to go up there and stuff. But,
that's a layer of stress in itself.
Yeah. But like, I know how important it is to my mom.
Sure.
To want to be together on the holiday. And like, you know, it's always something that's extremely important to her. And I get that. So for so many years, you know, I'm waking up at my mom's house. Even as an adult, I'm still waking up at Christmas at my mom's house, or going to my mom's house and being there Christmas morning, or Christmas Eve, depending on the day. But typically it's Christmas Day. We were always at our mom's on Christmas days. Me and my brothers had different dads, but we were at my mom's on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
It's something that she looks forward to. It's something she likes. She's almost like Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, she's a traditionalist.
Yeah, she's a traditionalist. And so I totally get that. But as you get older,
she is like Mrs. Claus. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
She really is. And she is adamant. And I know she's listening because she listens to every episode. She's adamant about you getting her your Christmas lists on time. Because she starts shopping early, and she's going to check the list and check it twice and get it all. And so anyways, like, it's just very important to her, and I know that. And while sometimes it's hard for all of us to match our schedules up, we make that, we make that sacrifice, if we will. My brothers have made that, I know, one of my brothers doesn't have children. My other brother does. They spend Christmas morning at their house. That's their thing. That's what they do. And then we gather at my mom's house later in the afternoon and we do Christmas there.
Which is nice that
if it's on Christmas Day. Sometimes it's not on Christmas Day because if I don't have LeVar that year, then we do it on a whole nother day.
Right. Well, and for your brother that has kids, they're in the same town.
Right.
So that makes a difference too. John and I, we don't have travel. We got to go everywhere.
Same. And that was the same for me. So it was like, shit, I always had to, but I didn't have a spouse to have to go to their house with or anything like that. But I can tell you that on the years that I don't have my kid on Christmas morning, it feels very strange. And so I can imagine that as a 78-year-old woman with her children, I don't care how old we are, when they're not at her house on Christmas morning, I'm sure it feels very strange.
Absolutely.
And so, I get it. So I try to remove the stressful thought, even though sometimes it is a lot. It just, they're not going to be here forever. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy.
Jeez,
here we go.
I'm so sorry. But yeah, so anyways, I just, it brings the holidays, and this time of year does bring, that layer of stress.
It's not, and I know we dove deep into like Christmas, but it's not just Christmas, right? It's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's a very family-oriented holiday, but I feel like the two biggest, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, because that's a thing where people get together and do shit on New Year's too. But they're all, to me, it feels like there's no time in between. Mm-hmm. It's like November 1st hits, and it's conferences for school. It's managing school breaks around the holidays. Who's going to take my kid because I still have to work? Mm-hmm. It's when am I going to start Christmas shopping, because every year it inevitably is the week before Christmas, and that stresses me out. So I try to be a good adult and do it earlier, but that doesn't happen because there's 1,000 things going on outside of Christmas shopping. We still have to plan for Thanksgiving.
Man, I would tell you, in this year, Christmas shopping looks so different because they're telling you, with everything that's going on with COVID, they're telling you there's going to be a shortage. I will say this too as well. In addition to that, like, my kid is at a weird age. Like, I don't know what the fuck to get my kid for Christmas. I'm like, what do you want for Christmas? He's like, I don't know. He's past that toys stage.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what do you like? YouTube. I love YouTube. So I think what I'm going to get him for his big gift, I think I'm going to get him like a camcorder to make YouTube videos.
That's a great idea.
So I think that's what I'm going to get him for his big gift. But anyways, it's just a weird age for him. So it's like, I'm probably going to get him some cool I'm going to get him some new shoes.
Sure.
Because he kind of into that a little bit or whatever, and some clothes that he likes. But like, he's like, it's in like some gift cards maybe, so he can pick out his own stuff.
There you go. That's a great idea.
God, 10 years old.
I feel like when I got to that age, that was like, I loved getting gift cards.
Yeah.
Because I hated returning shit. Mm-hmm. I still do.
Yeah.
I still do. Like, I will sit on shit if it doesn't fit or if it doesn't work. Like,
yeah,
I'll probably just sit on it before I return it.
For real, I don't like returning stuff. So for whatever reason, and jobs are crazy right now. This is my crazy time of year. You got some crazy stuff going on at work too. For whatever reason, and the timing was just what it was. We both hit burnout last week.
Yeah.
It
bad.
It was weird.
Yeah.
And didn't even know.
No.
We were, both of us, each other was burning out. Didn't even know it.
No.
So what mine looked like, I was very distracted. I was extremely exhausted and not sleeping well all at the same time. I was very distracted, was not like managing my time well at home, at work, just in general. I wasn't being disciplined in the things that I typically am and what I know I needed to do. Even like at home, just dishes, laundry and stuff. Yeah. Like, I would let some things go. My workout was non-existent, and my tracking of my food and eating right was piss poor. And I had no motivation to do any of it.
No. So mine manifested very emotionally. I was very emotional about everything, and I tell Oliver that, you know, and John co-signs on it every time, that sometimes I have to, and I know this about myself, sometimes in order for me to process things, I dive off the deep end. But that's my, like, I figured out that that's my, like, way of worst case scenario. If I dive off the deep end, I'm getting all of the worst case scenarios out there so that I know what the possible outcome, the worst possible outcome can be. But then it takes me a while to pull myself back from that. And that's what I was in last week. I was in this, like, every time something happened, I was like, well, that's it. The world's blowing up. Everything's going to shit. I don't know. Everything's just, I'm just done. I'm just done. And so it took me a while to pull back, and I had my flu shot on Saturday.
Oh, did you?
I did. And
did you get your booster?
I haven't got my booster yet. I was going to schedule them at the same time, but I was nervous because
that would be like a double.
I didn't want to double up just in case.
I didn't have any cocktail would taste like.
I didn't have any reaction to the flu shot,
Yeah.
but I was nervous if I did, and I had a reaction to the booster. Like, I would have been down for the count.
Down for the count.
And I had already been through enough that week. I did not want to add anything to
You
it.
would have really been living on the wild side on that one.
So I went and got my booster on Saturday, or my flu shot.
Get distracted. I got a text about it today, and I was considering that my pharmacy had openings, and I was like,
I just signed up through, like, the hospital, like the Bronson.
Yeah, I just didn't want to. I was like, oh man, if I feel bad, I don't want to feel bad tomorrow. I got too much to do.
Yeah. So I went and got that, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not going home. I'm not going home. I'm not going home. I'm not doing it.
What did you do?
I went to.
I know you went to Big B.
I went to Big B.
Was that good? Was
that good? My God!
What was it?
It was
It looked delicious.
Cookie butter cold foam cold brew coffee.
Golly,
So
that sounds.
So I'm super into, like, the sweet foam.
Okay.
Like the every coffee shop is doing them now. It's like it's a.
I haven't had any. I feel like I have to go tomorrow.
It's like heavy cream or milk or something, and they, like, blend it up and they sweeten it up with something. So Big B sweetened it with cookie butter flavoring, and then it was like it was like a cookie butter latte with the cookie butter sweet cream, and it had, like, that caramel drizzle on the top because they made me, like, a really pretty design.
Well, you like black coffee, so was it a black, or was it?
No, it was like a latte.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go get it.
Oh my God!
Can you get it hot though?
I think so.
Okay. I mean, it sounded good as cold brew, but
I got it cold because I knew my next stop. I was like, oh, I'm going to go to Target because I don't ever get to go to Target solo or ever.
Right.
Really, I don't ever go. I'm not one of those moms that, like, just goes to Target and peruses.
Me
but
neither, because I know
I was like,
not my budget.
Well, I'm not going home, so fuck it.
I'm going to Target.
I'm going to Target, and me and Bullseye the dog are going to have a fucking field day. So I went and got that from Big B, and then I went to Target and kind of cruised around and got some stuff for Christmas decorations. I haven't decorated yet, but I got some stuff out, and I'm going to start slowly bringing it up. And then John knew that I was having a tough week, and he texted me and he said, how's your mom's day out going? And I was like, man, I wish I had more to do. I'm on my way home, and I just wish I had more, like, I couldn't think of anything else to just keep me out of the house.
I wasn't doing anything on Saturday if we weren't in our weird little...
I know, I would have texted me like, you want to go get hammed?
Yeah, and I could have been like, sure, because I wasn't doing anything either. We were fucking just in our own little weird...
funks.
Sad zones.
So he was
Idiots.
like, so John, being John, he was like, well, I need something from Menards in Three Rivers if you want to go. And I was like, okay, what do you need? He was like, nothing. I just pretend like I do. And I was like, okay. He's like, so you can drive down. It's not far from my house.
Right.
Three Rivers isn't far from where I live.
Yeah.
But he was like, just drive in the car and go see if they got any more of those bottle brushes for your project.
He sent you on a mission?
He sent me on a mission for nothing.
Just to have more time.
but just to have more time for me.
That was lovely.
Which was really sweet. So I did that, and I went down to Menards, and then Steph texted me. Sloan had made a chocolate cake, and she wanted to give me a piece. And I was like, oh, well, I'm already out and about. So I went over there and hung out with them and had some chocolate cake. And then I came home, and I was gone until it got dark out. And it felt good to be out of the house. And it felt good to, like, I didn't worry about anything. I didn't think about anything. I didn't think about being a mom. I didn't think about being a wife. I didn't think about being an employee. I didn't think about the house that needed to be cleaned or the dinner that needed to be planned, because I don't make it, but I plan it. I didn't think about any of those things. I listened to music, and I tried a new coffee, and I bought some new Christmas decorations, and
so that's
decompressed.
So you had your day out. How do you feel now? Did that work? Like, how did that work for you? Where are you at now?
So I feel really good this week. I wouldn't say I feel like a new person, but I feel like a refreshed person. Like I felt like that was needed. I needed to do something for me that didn't have anything attached to it.
Okay.
There was no, well, I'm going to go to Target to peruse because I can, but also because Oliver needs pants.
Right.
Or also because John needs deodorant and I can get those things here. Or also because of this or that. Like, I everything I did that day was purely because it was something that I wanted to do. And nobody else had a reason for me to do any of those things. So I don't know that I feel like a new person, but I definitely feel like a refreshed person. And I feel very different than I felt last week. I feel very pulled out of my hole, of my funk. And I can even feel it in my workouts. So last week I did all of my workouts every day,
You're
but
just kind of going through the motions.
I went through the motions and I wasn't sore and I didn't, and that's not normal. The soreness doesn't last forever, but I am sore after every workout. And I was not last week. I wasn't posting in the Facebook group that I had done my workout, which is part of the accountability thing that they do. You know, they want you to post every time you do a workout. And I was doing them, but I wasn't posting. And I was going through the motions, and I got nothing out of it. And this week, my workouts have been different. I'm still sore from Monday because I pushed the fuck out of myself.
Good.
I did arms. I skipped yesterday because I had a hair appointment, but I did arms today, and like I can tell I'm going to be sore tomorrow. And so things just hit differently when I'm not in my hole. And there's a lot of things that contribute to being in the hole, and the stress of the last 2 months of the year. I feel like they're hitting me earlier and earlier.
Yeah. So I think that for me, I could tell I was kind of drifting anyways, because it wasn't just last week that I wasn't on top of my shit in terms of like my workout and stuff. I haven't really been locked in since like the second week I started that.
Yeah.
And so that's not like me. When I commit to something, I'm in, because it's competitive. I'm competing with myself. It's me against me, but it's me against other people. It's me showing myself I can do this.
Right.
And especially if there is a financial investment in it, I don't fuck around with that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to throw away money. And so, and if there's an accountability piece where I have to check in with somebody, where I have like a coach and I have to tell them I didn't do my shit, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that, because that means in my mind I didn't succeed.
Right.
You know, and so, and it's not because I can be hard on myself. I can be one of my greatest attributes and biggest flaws is like all or nothing. That can be really, really great at times, and it can be very damaging at times.
Yeah.
And so I work on that. That is something that is literally a talking point that I have in my therapy.
Yeah.
And so, because it's not realistic. It's just not realistic, and it puts a lot of pressure on I put a lot of pressure on myself and other people, for that matter, as well. So, and so I was checked out of that for like 4 weeks. And I was attributing it to, okay, well, God, it's getting dark early.
Yeah.
I was making all these excuses in my head as to what was kind of going on with me, And then, work is kind of overwhelming right now. There's a lot going on. It's that time of year for me. We're heading into power test. It's always stressful.
Yeah.
The holidays are coming. And then I found myself last week not sleeping well. Insomnia is an issue for me, and it was that time of the month. Not that anyone needs to know that, but that does.
It plays a factor.
Women. It does. It's a huge
plays
factor.
a factor. And I am sorry, I'm female. How do you think I have a fucking kid?
Right. And
if I don't have a period, how do you think I had a child?
In addition to that,
get over it.
We literally just talked about that hormonal imbalances are a very serious thing for women, and if you don't have them in check, you need to get them in check and look at it and take a look and see what's happening. And so it's extremely important, especially women our age who have had children, who are heading into their 40s. This is when shit starts to kind of it could go wonky.
I just saw that the average age of menopause is 51. Mm-hmm. But perimenopause, there's like a 5-year swing because it starts... Menopause can start between 45 and 55, so that's why the average age is 51. Mm-hmm. But that's when perimenopause starts, right? Is that like 45? But there's like a 10-year swing either way. And so you can actually go into perimenopause at 35.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
So like, but that's an attribute to what you were saying. Like, your shit can be all over the place and you just don't know it.
Well, first of all, it changes you forever after you have a child. I don't give a fuck if the child's 10 years old or not. Your stuff is never the same. And so I and then I just wasn't sleeping. I get these bouts of insomnia, and so I felt myself like in a funk, like in a hole, like and it's not. I know that's just not typically me. I'm a over analytical individual. I overthink the fuck out of everything, and then when I'm feeling bluesy, then I find things, or I spiral, or I'll make something up, or overthink the fuck out of something, and I send myself into fucking orbit over here. And I was not in a good place last week, and I didn't, and so I'm like, what can I do? The other thing is that I also am intelligent enough to know that I can, while some of that is like my hormones and stuff are a little bit out of my control, but I do know that I'm intelligent enough and smart enough and I'm aware enough of what I have going on that I have to fucking turn it around. I have to figure out what I can do to turn it around.
You're finding a solution. Yeah.
And so I kept to myself, and that's not typically me. If I'm going through something, I will lean on my people. It's kind of, I'm a talker. I didn't last week. That's how I knew I was kind of in a space. And so, I stayed home all weekend intentionally. Like, I didn't go anywhere. I always feel like I'm on the go.
Yeah.
Like I'm constantly on the fucking go.
So anyway, but I feel like these last 2 months of the year, you're extra on the go.
Yes, you are. You're all over the place. And I can't tell you the last time where literally I just popped a squat and didn't have mandatory obligations or something, or like had made a plan or something.
So you took this weekend, you stayed home, and that's what you did.
Literally stayed home. Didn't even go to the grocery store. I got shipped. Can't tell you last time I did that. I just didn't even want to go to the store.
Yeah.
But I was also like unhappy in my space at home because I didn't have the laundry done and put away. Like, shit just wasn't where I wanted it to be. And like, it was so nice to sit and chill with LeVar. We watched Shang-Chi or whatever that Marvel movie was, because Tim and I went,
10 Rings one.
Yeah, the 10 Rings one, because it's on Disney Plus now. But Tim and I went and saw it when it came out in the theaters, but LeVar hadn't seen it, so we watched that. So we all watched that Saturday morning and had breakfast and just chilled. And then I like binged watched some shows and watched some movies that I wanted to catch up on while he was at work for a little bit. And then like I cooked breakfast both days and we drank some wine and just hung out and relaxed and didn't do anything. Then Sunday I cleaned both days. we binge watched Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
Oh my god, we're finally on the final season, and it's like we can't stop watching.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's so good. I didn't even know how good it was.
Jax Teller's ass is so nice.
I mean, he fine. The one thing that I don't understand, okay, we laugh about this all the time. Is like, why is he always wearing them same dingy ass forces? Like, get you some bright whites, bro. Like your shit. I mean, I know you're dirty, killing people and stuff, but like, can you clean up your shoes? I know we've talked about this before. You know I don't like dirty shoes. Jax is out here wearing the same dirty ass Air Force Ones, and it's like, get you some new ones, bro.
Well,
I know you got the money.
Well,
anyways,
you might find out why.
Why? About the shoes?
No, just about.
Well, I'm in that last season, for God's sakes. About what?
About
when we find out
where his money's going.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, we're not there yet.
I
didn't
know.
find out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's gonna be some 2 and 2 happening here real soon, girl.
Hell.
Hang in there.
Oh hell. Okay. Waiting. Okay. But the show is crazy. That show gets crazy.
It's wild.
His mom is a mess.
Oh, Peg Bundy.
She's a goddamn mess. Anyways, so, and then me and LeVar watched like Remember the Titans, and then I put up. Guess what I was watching while I was I'm totally derailing right now, but this is what I did to get myself
out of your fun. What were you watching?
Like the new Saw movie, The Spiral. So I'm putting up Christmas decorations, watching a really extremely bad horror flick, and I'm like, wow, this is getting me in the mood. But I've been wanting to watch it, and it's not something that I know he wants to watch. And so I take those moments where I'm by myself, and it was the middle of the day. I can't watch that stuff at night when it's dark outside.
I know.
Because I get freaked out. So it was the middle of the day, and I was doing something cheerful, and I wanted to watch it, so it wasn't it's not so intense when you're putting up the Christmas tree. It was still terrifying, but I got to watch that. So anyways, so I did that, and I stayed home, and I stayed in my place, and then there was something, and this is going to sound cheesy and corny as fuck, but for me, and sometimes it's literally like a light switch that can pull me out. It can be a moment, it can be a weekend, it can be something that hits me. And I listened to this. It was Will Smith of all people, and I know Will's getting a lot of bad press lately.
Well,
him and Jada are all fucking over the place. But he was doing this talk. He was giving this like talk at something, and it was a short TikTok. Somebody took a clip of it. I think actually he did, and he posted it on TikTok, and it ran straight through.
Was it the one he like sitting on a couch or something and crying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking about Daddy-O.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was talking about love.
Yep.
And it hit me straight in my throat.
I feel like that was a very generic, like, was he sitting on the couch crying? Because I feel like all of Will Smith's clips are him sitting on a couch crying.
But he had like a turtleneck on.
Yeah.
But you saw that clip, right?
Yeah, so, I did.
It was what he said, though. It was very powerful for me based on what he said. And in that moment, I was just like, man, get yourself together. Like, get it together out here. And so, go watch it if you have a moment. I don't want to tell you all what he says, because it's going to be a lot less impactful coming out of my mouth anyways. And I'm probably going to fuck it up. But anyways, it worked for me, and I've played it somebody I know posted on Facebook, a girl I know, and I keep playing it.
Going back to it.
I keep going back to it. And it was that mixed with what I did this weekend, plus a good therapy session. And then I had a Zoom call with my trainers yesterday, a Zoom team call, and literally owned the fact that I just haven't been. I'm in a
haven't
funk.
been in it.
No,
yeah.
and it's very normal. You're not alone. Like when everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people struggle this time of year.
And that's what I was just gonna kind of.
So my perspective just flipped, and today, the rest of this week has been a whole new week for me. My focus is back where it needs to be.
Yeah.
My mindset is positive. I feel so much better.
So your recharge and reset was your time at home.
Yeah.
Rearranging,
getting myself in a better place. Not solo because you were at home with Tim and LeVar, but like in your space, you needed to readjust your own space. Yep.
For all of your outward stuff. And mine, I think I had to remind myself that I am still a person.
Yeah.
And so I took one day and I went out and did whatever the fuck I wanted to do for a day. I probably overspent and I probably, but we have a savings. You know what I mean? Like it just is what it is. But I needed it.
Yeah.
I needed to feel like me again.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my way of recharging. And I think the overarching message here is there's no right way or wrong way to recharge. There's your way to recharge. And you are not alone in the months of November and December. Man, everybody struggles. Everybody is anxious. Everybody is depressed. Everybody is,
which sucks because it's like it's the opposite of what it's supposed to be about, but naturally there are just natural pressures and stressors that come with this time of year. You know, you think ahead to what do you want your New Year's resolution to be? To be honest with you, I don't set like something that's like this. By this time and this date, I'm gonna do this because it's not realistic.
Well, I don't even know what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Right. But I will tell you this, for myself, my goal, my ongoing goal, and so I really, when I say for 2022, like I want to do better about having the ability to regulate and control my thoughts and feelings. Like that is my goal every day because I'm always in such a better place when I have a more... Women have a tendency, and I'm not saying this from a sexist or misogynistic point of view, but we are emotional people. I am guilty of said emotionalness. Is that a word? Did I make that up?
It is now.
And not coming from a bad place.
Right,
a lot of it is driven from love and beautiful other emotions, but I have to do a better job of regulating myself because that will keep me locked in and overall will make me a more successful human. And I'm not talking about success in the light of job and career. I'm talking about successful in all areas of my life because when I don't have a better grasp on my emotions and I'm more emotional.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not allowing myself to feel those. It's about regulating that and being able to remove myself from those when I'm feeling down and not letting it last so long. What can I do for myself? Recognizing it, knowing what works to pull myself out of it, and getting myself there in a more expeditious way.
Sure. So
it doesn't take me so it doesn't take me a whole fucking week
to come out of it.
To come out of the bullshit.
Give
myself a couple days.
I think that's a really great goal, a really great resolution, if you will, for 2022. And I feel like that's a really good like deep dive episode for us.
Yeah.
To maybe release between the week of Christmas and New Year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's maybe we can get Nicole to join us since she'll be here. Signed you up, girl. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sure she's super excited. You're just voluntold, just like we did.
You were voluntold. You're only here for a limited amount of time, and you were voluntold to give us an hour. Anyway,
that's a good one.
So I just listen, men, women, anyone who listens to this podcast, Chase, our little number one fan, our little 1-year-old number one, 2-year-old number one fan. Chase, y'all are not alone. This time of year is tough, and it's all right to take a day and get a sweet foam cold brew Big B coffee or spend too much money at Target on yourself, because that's what I did. I didn't buy shit for anyone else. I bought shit for myself. Or cry in a pillow, or binge watch Sons of Anarchy, or whatever you gotta do to wade through the chaos of the last 2 months. You're not alone.
Yep. Because man, this time of year, it legitimately, like, I know we end every show on this, but the chaos is inevitable.
Oh, it's coming just like winter, but that's why there's a wine.
Winter is coming.
We love you guys. Hang in there.